Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to add and subtract fractions. We'll cover fractions with the same denominator, fractions with different denominators, mixed numbers, and I'll point out some common mistakes. I'll also show you how to use the least common denominator or LCD to make everything easier. I will also leave you with a bonus tip on how you can turn a mixed number into an improper fraction. So let's start with a simple example here. So let's say we have 3 over 8 plus 2 over 8. Very simply here, we can recognize that the denominators are the same. So whenever we have these denominators that are the same, we can just leave that denominator at the top, the numerators. So we'll do 3 plus 2, which is 5, and that leaves us with our answer of 5 over 8. Let's move on to another example. So in our next example here, we will be adding fractions with different denominators. Let's start with 1 over 4 plus 1 over 6. So in order to find our least common denominator, also known as the LCD, let's think of multiples of 4 and 6. And by comparing multiples of 4 and 6, we can find our LCD. So on the side here, I'm going to write out the multiples of 4 and write out the multiples of 6. So first, we know 4. First, we know 6. The next will be 8. The next will be 12. The next for 4 will be 12. And right then and there, we can recognize here we have these common terms here. And now that we know we have these common terms here, we can go ahead and write out our LCD, right? Just like that. Quite simple, isn't it? Now that we have our LCD, we write our denominator here. Our denominator is 12. But what we need to keep in mind here is the amount of multiples we had to go through for each term. So for 4, we had to go through 3 multiples to get 12. So 4 times 3 is what gives us 12. So we needed to multiply 4 3 times. So take that 3 and add it with the amount of times it took us to get to 12 with 6. So 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. So now what we do here is 3 plus 2. And that gives us 5 over 12. Now let's start with another example here. But this time, we're going to do some subtraction. All right, so let's see we have 5 over 6 minus 1 over 4. From the previous problem, we found that our LCD was 12. And in this instance, we know that 6 times 2 is 12. So now what we need to do is we need to take that 2, multiply it by the numerator. And what we have in the numerator is 5. So 5 times 2, don't forget the LCD. And then we're also doing a subtraction. 4 times 3 to get 12. So take that 3, multiply it by 1. So 1 times 3. So now 5 times 2 is 10 minus 3. And that gives us 7 over 12. Okay, let's try another example here. So here we have 2, 1 over 3, plus 1 and 1 over 6. So our first step here is to add these on the outside. So that would give us 3. Now we need to work on the inside here. So by working on the inside here, we'll note that 1 over 3 plus 1 over 6, we need to find the LCD between these two. So let's start counting multiples. So 3 times 2 is 6. And bam, right then and there, we know that 3 goes into 6 2 times. So what we'll do here is our LCD is 6. And 6 goes into 6 1 time. And what we have here is 3 over 6. And yes, this is our result here, but it's not fully simplified. So now to fully simplify this, let's reduce it. Now we know that 3 can go into 6 twice. So let's divide the top and the bottom by 3. So we divide top and bottom by 3, and our result is 1 over 2. Now that we have worked from the outside and from the inside, let's put it all together. And that gives us the final result of 3 and 1 over 2. I want to talk about some common mistakes here. So some common mistakes to avoid would be, let's say, for example, we have 1 over 4 plus 1 over 6. Someone might say, hey, why don't I just add the numerators and why don't I just add the denominators? Bang, bang, bada, boom, 2 over 10. Nope, that is a big no. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. And I'll tell you why. If we have, say we have a whole pie here. And within this pie, we have, within this pie, we have a quarter here, a quarter of this pie. And in this pie, we will have 6 slices. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have just drawn that line straight across. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's do that. As you can see here, there are a total of 4 slices here. And there are a total of 6 slices here. Our totals are different. So we cannot just go combining the two. It doesn't work that way. And that's why we need to find the LCD first. This is just a visual example of why you can't just go adding the numbers this way. Another mistake is forgetting to simplify. You should always check if your answer can be reduced. And one easy way to check is to see if the number in the numerator can be divided by the number in the denominator. This can get tricky with big numbers, but with smaller numbers, it is a little bit simpler. So here I will give you a bonus tip. So a bonus tip for solving mixed numbers is that we can convert each mixed number into an improper fraction. So what we would do here is we will do, in order to do this, we will do 2 times 5, which would be 10. Do 2 times 5, which would give us 10. And then let's add the numerator, which is 3. So we'll do 2 times 5, which gives us 10. Now let's add the numerator plus 3, gives us 13. So now that we have 13, let's add that to the to put 13 in the numerator. So it would be 13 over 5. Now we have this part of the problem solved, and we can do the same here. 3 times 4, which is 12. Now let's add the numerator, which is 1. So that would give us 13 over 4. Now we have successfully converted both mixed numbers into an improper fraction. Now we can solve by using the LCD, by finding the LCD, or we can multiply 5 times 4, which is 20, and then 13 times 4, which is going to be 52, and then 5 times 13, which will be 65. Now let's add the 2 together. Let's add these 2 together. 52 plus 65 is going to be 118. What happened to my pencil here? 118 over 20. And now that we have 118 over 20, we must simplify. Oh, my mistake. It is not 118, it is 117. If you caught that mistake, good job, you're on the right page. So now that we have 117 over 20, let's think. Can we simplify? Not yet. And I'll tell you why. Because we still need to convert this back into a mixed number. So let's think here. How many times can 20 go into 117? So I know if we did 20 times 5, we'd have 100. And if we did 20 times 6, we would have 120. So we know that 20 can go into 117 5 times. Now, what is remaining? What is our remainder there? Our remainder is 17. So now what we have here is 117 divided by 20 is going to be 5. Remainder 17 over 20. And that is our answer as a mixed number. Well, if you enjoyed the video today and it helped you in any way, shape, or form, leave a like, comment, give me any criticism, any critique, and thank you for watching.